It's an AFC showdown and the game of the week. How about like Rick Ross? When Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen go head-to-head in Baltimore, the Bills coming off an epic performance on a Monday night, a short week for them. The Ravens look to build momentum after that win at Jerry's World. All right, so Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen have had two very different starts to the season. Allen has led the Bills to an undefeated record while leading the league in total QBR. Meanwhile, Lamar helped the Ravens secure their first win of the season and is looking to build on that momentum come this Sunday. Okay, Elle, which team will this game tell us more about?
I think it's going to tell us more about the Ravens. The Bills are coming off a short week. The Bills have been about as infallible, if you take the first half of the Cardinals game out of there, as have been about as infallible a team as we've seen in the NFL. I need to know who the Ravens are. Will the real Baltimore Ravens please stand up? Because until last week, there wasn't really a place for Derrick Henry. Against the Raiders, it looked like Todd Monken wanted to just force the issue that they were going to be a pass-heavy team. Last week, they were a rushing team. They're just sort of all over the place. I also need to know where the hell Mark Andrews is. I mean, this man had one target and ran 4 routes last week. It's as if the tight ends have disappeared off the face of the earth. And more importantly, this Baltimore Ravens defense have given up 25-plus points in all 3 games this season. I need to see them put their foot on someone's throat and snuff them out without the opportunity to let them back in the game like they almost did the Cowboys last week.
Swagu?
Golly, Elle, tell them how you feel then. This question can actually not be wrong if you pick both teams. I'm going to pick the Buffalo Bills. Like, we've seen them be dominant for the last 2 games that they played, and they've been running like a well-oiled machine. I think the Ravens can be a kink in that armor. I think the talent is going to match up on the field as well. Obviously, we know who Lamar Jackson is and what he can do to even things out. But right now, nobody's playing better than Josh Allen. Nobody's playing better than the Buffalo Bills. And if they somehow go out in this game and get smacked, or we see Josh Allen turn the football over, it'll be remnants of saying, oh man, that's the team that usually shows up in moments where we need them to be the team that they've been for the first 3 games. I think the Ravens are fine. I think they're going to get it figured out. Derrick Henry is a piece that they're trying to figure out how much to use him as opposed to not letting it become a one-dimensional team. The Buffalo Bills go out and dominate the Baltimore Ravens. Even though we're talking highly of them right now, if they go do what they've been doing the past couple of weeks, y'all know the narrative. We're going to have the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. We're going to have them beating everybody in the AFC. Outside of, obviously, when Pat Mahomes them get in the playoffs. But even still, with the way that Kansas City looks right now, if Buffalo goes out and dominates the Baltimore Ravens or play efficiently like they've been, we'll come away saying Buffalo is the team to beat in the AFC and expecting them to be Super Bowl contenders.
S.A.?
You're wrong about that, Swagu. You're wrong about that. And I'm going to tell you why you're wrong about that, Swagu. I'm not trying to act like we will take credit away from the Buffalo Bills, who will be a surprise for us. But it will be more about an indictment against the Baltimore Ravens. Right now, you look at Josh Allen, and of course, he's been absolutely phenomenal. Number 1 in passer rating, number 1 in QBR, number 1 in total touchdowns. Tied for best with 0 interceptions. Number 2 to Jaden Daniels with 75 completions. We get all of that about him. All right, and we know that he's doing it without Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis, who we don't bring up enough, no longer being there. We understand that. But that's not really the story of this game. The story of this game is Baltimore having the worst pass defense in the National Football League. Right now, we're looking at them and look at the kind of things that we're saying about them. Even though they've got the NFL's top-ranked offense, ranked just 23rd in total defense, 24th in scoring defense, 25 in third down defense, 21st in red zone defense. So when you have all of these things going on, the absence of your coordinator, Mike McDonald's now a head coach in Seattle, the absence of other assistant coaches who have now gone away, and what have you. When you look at all the changes that have taken place with the Baltimore Ravens and how they don't appear to be what they used to be, meaning that their defense was always a signature for their franchise, something that you could hold your hat on and rely upon. The fact that they gave up a 10-point lead against the Baltimore Ravens, against the Las Vegas Raiders, I apologize. And then they also nearly gave up a 22-point lead against the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to look at them and we're going to say if Buffalo comes in there and runs over them, even though we're going to give Josh Allen his props, and they will deserve it, him, McDermott, and the rest of the crew, Primarily, we're going to look at Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, and we're going to say, at least defensively, they are not what they used to be. And that's going to be the story, because we're going to view them as a team that can't hold on to leads and can't make stops, even when they got a two-time league MVP and a stout running back in Derrick Henry. Even with all of that, we're going to look at them and say what they're lacking. That's going to be the story if the Baltimore Ravens get ran over in this game.
See, we sit here a lot of times in this 2-hour show, and we hear you give yourself credit and pat yourself on the back about how good you look and how smart you are. All you did was say what I said in reverse, damn it. You ripped off how terrible the Baltimore Ravens are on the back end, and I talked about how good the Bills are. And if the Bills don't look like that against one of the worst secondaries right now in the NFL, we will talk about the Buffalo Bills being the team. Well, go ahead. Yeah, I want to hear this. I want to hear this because I know what I'm saying, right?
You're saying which team. You're saying which team. You know what we're going to learn about these teams, right? I understand you're saying that I said what you said in reverse. That's not how I view it. But even if that is the case, what that would mean is I'm right, and that combined with me looking good is another evidence that I'm right.
Eagles,
So I didn't
I don't get paid enough.
The
Eagles, I mean, just the years of dealing with these alpha males.
I wish I could hide behind this pin.
I don't get enough credit.
It's not like I said, hold on, Swagu. It's not like I said. It's not like I said I look better than Swagu. I didn't say I look better than Swagu, and I didn't say I look better than Elle or Molly. All I said was I look good. I didn't say I look better because I met Mrs. Spears. I know better than Mrs. Swagu. I know better.
First of all, I have two things to say.
A raw word against her.
Okay, two things to say. Hold on. One thing. Wait, Swagu, for our producer, Kwaku, please get me a photoshopped picture of Stephen A. with Marcus's beard. I need that before the end of the day. Yeah, go ahead.
I got a question.
And then I got questions.
Elle and Molly, before I started the first take that I was talking about, what did I say? Do y'all remember what I said before I started going into the analysis of this?
No, it wasn't that.
To be honest with you, you guys talk for like 7 minutes a clip, so I can't remember everything.
Okay, let me tell y'all what the hell I said. I said this is one of those questions where both can be right.
Both are right. You did.
That's what I led with. That's where I led with. And he just said, maybe you saying what I'm saying in reverse. Damn it, I knew that before you start talking. Okay? Because I said, based on the tape, that both of you can be right. Both. It's the reverse. It's the other side. If the Baltimore Ravens secondary makes Josh Allen and the offense not look like they've looked.
I think Josh Allen's going to eat as well, honestly, because as we mentioned, the Ravens have the second worst secondary in the NFL. But I do think that they're just not going to be on the field as much. I'm going to give this one to the Ravens.
Oh, even though they're favored, I feel like that's the upset pick. Steven, go ahead.
I'm going to roll with the Ravens. But I just want to give some breaking news here. Number one, my sister Carmen is watching, and she said, "Hey, to Molly." She said, "Hey, to Molly." Even though to Molly, I love you dearly, Molly. But even though you run the show, you got to watch how you talk to her little brother.
I don't believe. I actually need receipts. Stop. I need a screenshot of that text from Carmen because I don't believe you.
Swagu, and number two, Swagu. She said you need to watch yourself because she was looking forward to cooking for you, and she may elect not to do that if you talk to me that way.
No.
She didn't say either of those things. She actually said, I'm loving the show. It's a great show.
Carmen, am I good?
Man. He can take it.
Yeah, you're good.
He can take it, Carmen.
I like lemon pepper wings, Carmen. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'll believe that when I see those screenshots. So I'll be waiting for those. My phone's here. So if you just want to text me those. Stephen A., do you know how to take a screenshot?
I didn't know you had a phone.
Yeah, I have a phone.
No, I don't.
What else?
I don't know
and I have a car too, Stephen A. What else do you want to? What else do we need to put on blast? Swagu, can you give me your pick, please? We got two going for the Ravens, which I call the upset, but it's not an upset.
I'm taking the Bills. The Bills have been more consistent. I don't worry about if Baltimore can play well, and I don't worry about if they can actually put themselves in the position to win. I worry about them imploding towards the end of the game. Okay. And if they can avoid that, they'll be 3-0 right now. But the Bills are finishing and they winning right now, so I'm going with Buffalo.
Stephen A., slow down with the tea with a lot of milk and honey. You told us 6 months we better watch out. So
y'all in trouble. Y'all in trouble. Y'all messed with
We're not.